Welcome to Short Points, where we share thoughts and ideas about the Sabbath School lessons. This quarter, we'll be studying the sanctuary, one of the landmarks of Adventism. So, I remember how as teenagers we were so passionate about exploring the sanctuary, studying about it. What does the theme of this quarter mean to you? What does it bring to mind?
Nick, the sanctuary for me doesn't mean anything else but where God is present, about His presence, isn't it?
God's presence. Okay, but doesn't the sanctuary exist just because of sin? If there wasn't sin, there wouldn't be a need of a sanctuary. And what would happen with God's presence then? Where would He resided?
I don't know, Nick. I don't know if there was no sin, hence there is no sanctuary. Where would God reside then? But as we know, Moses met continuously with God in a sanctuary. We have churches and big cathedrals today that people go and visit because they firmly believe that God is present right there. But above all, this whole topic provoked one basic question in my mind. Why would God want to be present on the planet Earth? Is it because we want Him to be present on the planet Earth? Or is it because He wants to be present on the planet Earth? Or is it because He just happened to be sightseeing around the universe and He passed by the planet Earth and He liked it? Nick, what is your perception of the sanctuary?
I appreciate the idea about God's presence and God's residence, but want to make the point that the sanctuary doesn't have the purpose to explain God. It's very specific to the issue with sin. Yes, it reveals a lot about God's character, it says a lot about His relationship with humanity, but we shouldn't do any other generalizations outside of this context.
So what you're saying that the sanctuary is kind of a dramatization of the salvation plan?
Absolutely. I don't think that we can really grasp the extent of the drama with sin. How does the universe, the community of the universe in large, heal from such a disaster? The sanctuary, with the particularities of every detail, every symbol, every ritual, tries to bring us closer to this different reality that we're involved in. Yes, the sacrifices are in the center of it. Christ's sacrifice is the essence of it, but there is a lot more into it, and this promises to be a very interesting study.
Yeah. What about, Nick, if I say that the sanctuary was a teaching tool for us people? Teach us about the reality of God, about God's character, His redemption, and finally the disposition of sin.
Interesting. Tell me, what do you expect from these lessons?
Honestly, Nick, I'm still curious after so many years. What more will the sanctuary reveal about God and His intent to be understood better by me? I feel like God wanted to make Himself clear on some points of life. I'm still curious.
And I'm excited. If you're intrigued as well, please join us as we begin this adventure in our next video.